Hey, what's going on guys, it's Stubbs here and welcome back to another GT5 video. In today's video we're going to do something a little bit different. I haven't done this before, but I got an idea off somebody from Facebook. I don't really want to tell their name out because, I don't know, I think it's their personal Facebook account, so I don't want to tell their actual name out, but for the person who's on Facebook that told me this, it's a good idea, and I thought I should use it to make a video and also incorporate a few other things just to make this a little bit more friendly to the people. Anyway, so as you've noticed by the title, we're going to be tuning and modifying a car that you can get for very cheap, and also, you know, you can modify it to a certain extent that it's actually good around the track. And I'll be doing up a Honda Civic EK. That's about 19,000 credits or 20,000 credits. And I was thinking about this: how can people that start off the new game, you know, be able to get a decent car that can drive around properly and whatever? So here's a Honda Civic. I'm gonna try do this pretty similarly to the Project Drifting episode. So I will go ahead, pretty much buy everything. Hopefully, I'm gonna try my best and see if I can get the car to be under 100,000 credits. And now that I bought this for about 20,000, I have 80,000 left to spend. And 80,000, and I think 100,000 for a car should be more, you know, enough to modify it. Because if you actually want to modify it correctly, you're gonna need to spend more money than that on the parts, I think. So most of the time I do, because I buy pretty much everything for the car. But it's a pretty decent car to have tuned, this Honda Civic. So I'm gonna take it out, modify it, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. So I'm gonna go into the shop and buy pretty much everything. After I go and do the oil change, and I'll probably change some of the outer bits just so I can make it look a little bit nicer. But I don't think I should add that to the budget. Only the performance actual parts. I think I'm gonna do that. So this was this 200 credits or 100 credits or something. So this is very, very cheap. So this shouldn't really affect us too much. I guess with this it should be around exactly, you know, 20,000 credits. Okay, wheels and stuff like that. I'm not sure. Should I change the wheels or not? I'm gonna leave it stock. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it completely stock. I'll leave it the way it is, and then I can modify it later or whatever. But I'm gonna go now into the tuning shop. I'm gonna buy everything that I need to buy for the car, and then once I get on the track, I'll show you guys exactly what I bought and exactly what changes I did to this stuff, and how much money I've wasted. So you're going to be able to see exactly how well this car performs on the track, and also how well, you know, you can basically get this car to be. So right now I'm at 9.5 million. I'm going to go in the tuning shop, buy everything that I need to buy, and hopefully we won't spend over 100,000. Alright, so now that we're here on the track and we're here in the setup, as you can see at the top of the screen, I wasted just about 100,000 credits. And that's modifying the car altogether. So usually, as I said, you spend more than 100,000 credits to modify the car completely. But for now, I basically set a limit of 100,000. Now, 100,000 isn't really that hard to get. You just do a couple of races, and if you buy this completely stock, and you just do a bunch of races, you'll be able to pretty much be able to get all that money back again and again and again. Because it's not really that hard to win races in this game and to get a decent amount of money in. So for the tires, I went with Sports Soft. I didn't go Racing Soft because they were very expensive, and Sports Soft do the job, but it also gives you basically the opportunity to try and learn how to drive the car a little bit more. Brakes, haven't done anything to those. Suspension, I bought the fully customizable kit, and that's the setup I added on it. I have a very similar setup to this on my Integra racing model, and that thing is just amazing around the track. That thing would just annihilate so many other cars around the track. But yeah, here's the twin clutch plate, semi-racing flywheel, and that's the LSD that I used. Again, this is similar to my Integra, because that's just absolutely amazing. Again, here, I was thinking, should I buy the fully customizable suspension or should I buy the 5-speed close ratio? Now, I bought the 5-speed close ratio because we're going to be racing around on the scuba circuit, and that's a pretty short track, so you don't really need to have that high speed. So fully customizable transmission is very, very good if you want to take the car on different tracks. So it's very useful to change the speeds and the ratio between the gears to as high or as low as you want them to go. and you know, it's very good for that. But 5-speed close ratio was also cheaper, and since we're on a small track, it's easier to just drive around that, you know, with the 5-speed close ratio. Turbo kit, I haven't done anything to that. I haven't added a turbo. Sports exhaust manifold here, like right now, we're starting to add a little bit of power to the car, and then the sports exhaust as well. Semi-racing titanium exhaust, I think went up to 15,000, so it got a little bit expensive. So I didn't do that because I wanted to do as much possible change all the way up to where the engine is. So here we have sports intake manifold and a racing air filter. Those were very cheap to get, so I got those. Here again, sports ECU was cheap, but then I thought to myself I should not get the stage 3 engine tuning because that will waste too much money, and basically I decided to use the rest of the money to go ahead and lighten the car up as much as possible. So I went up to stage 2 here, and then again I went up to stage 3 here on the weight reduction, but then I wasn't able to add any hood or, you know, the lighter glass or something like that. But I got to stage 3, which got the car down to 903 kilograms, and that's very, very light, so that's very good for this car. So that's pretty much it. Let's take this car on the track and see how it drives. Usually when I drive around with like right now there's no aids at all on, so like everything is turned off. ABS I think is the only thing that's on, and that's about it. Okay, so the car should be driving pretty well. I usually like to have the car in this perspective here where I can actually see, you know, it's basically the bumper view, and I like to see, you know, where I'm going exactly. So also you can turn left and right, but I don't really need to do that. But yeah, I like having it in the bumper view and whatever. So I think we're going to be doing a standing... Should I do a stand? Nah, I'll do a rolling start. Okay, I'll just start again, and I'll do a rolling start and then see exactly what time we can get on the first lap, and then see how well we can improve in the second lap, if we'll be able to improve. But also I think I'll use the first lap just to test the car a little bit. So it grips quite well. It doesn't really want to stay on the track though, because since I'm using the sports tires, I should basically get the car out of the corner properly instead of just fully accelerating it, because obviously the tires won't be able to handle the car, especially that I'm going that fast into the corner. So, but it doesn't seem to slip. Like when I come out of the corner correctly, the car doesn't want to slip. It understeers a little bit, as you can see there, but it doesn't, as I said, just decide to go out of control and just slide, unless I'm going way too fast in the corner. But I usually just take it slow on the first lap, so that's not that bad. That's really not too bad. Car seems to handle fine. The front seems to go exactly where you pointed, so it's good. It's a great starting car. It really is, and it's a great car to learn how to drive in as well, especially when you're starting off. So I got 1 minute and 2 seconds, so that's a very, very good time with a car that costs less than, I don't know, 200,000. And as you can see, when I'm coming out of the corner in second gear, I accelerate, and basically the wheels don't start to spin randomly, right? Because there isn't too much power. It's just the perfect amount of power for the perfect, you know, weight and whatever. And also the LSD is done correctly, so the car won't spin. Here you can go into third gear if you race on this track and you're going around with this car. You can go into third gear there through that corner. You don't have to swap down to second. Even though it says swap down to second, you don't have to. So it's a good car. It drives well. As I said, it's a great starting car. So I am ahead of myself here. I don't know by how much. I don't think it's that much, but here I should have braked earlier like I did now. So if I accelerate now, should be able to beat my time by a couple of seconds. There you go, by a couple of milliseconds actually. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. It's a great way to start, you know, modifying cars and whatever in this game, and it's very, very easy. But you just have to know what you're doing, and the only way to do that is by practicing with your cars and whatever. And once you get a few cars, you can start to learn how to modify these, and specifically for front wheel drive or 4-wheel drive or rear wheel drive or whatever. But usually there's a couple of techniques you can do as well, just to help you take the corners better or whatever. But usually, let's say if I'm going out a little bit wide, and this is with the much faster cars instead of these cars that I have here. For example, the Civic, this is pretty slow, but when I have faster front wheel drives, I usually go into the corner wide and I come in. I don't really know. I go in wide. I think it's like a Formula 1 line. You go in wide and then you go in, but like I obviously can't do it there because this is like a continuous long bend. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I thought that it was kind of helpful, so hopefully you guys think it's helpful as well. So if it is, you can leave a like or whatever. You can subscribe, but yeah. So I go in wide and then I go in like that, and that makes you not turn as much. And as you can see, how much I caught up to this to my Ghost there because I went wide instead of going in tight. See? You catch up quite a bit when you do that. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.